Hello, hello, this is Fear Dragon coming at you with another StarCraft 2 netcast. Today we have a 2 vs 2 from the HP Trophy number 2, so let's go ahead and jump in to introduce these players. Spawning up here in the top right hand corner of Scorched Haven, we have the pink Protoss player, and her name, yes that's her name, is LoveGeek, and she is a female French Protoss player who's recently placed second in the most recent edition of the SC2 Goes Female Cup. So we're going to have her spawning in the top right-hand corner and her ally spawning in the bottom right-hand corner. We have the blue Zerg player representing Team Millennium. We actually have one of the staff members for Team Millennium spawning as the blue Zerg. He's a French Zerg, and he currently holds the position of Team Millennium as the War Arranger / caster, and I kid you not, that's what it says on Wikipedia. So he's definitely going to be skilled in the art of war if he's a War Arranger, but how skilled is he, as he's going to be up against some tough opponents along with his ally. Up in the top left-hand corner of Scorched Haven, we have the teal Protoss, and his name is going to be SlayerSArthur, representing Team Slayers, and he recently actually qualified for NASL Season 4 by defeating the one and the only Liquid Tasia, who's been on a rampage as of recently. So, a very strong Protoss player, and his ally spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Scorched Haven. We have the purple Protoss player, also a teammate of his, is going to be SlayerSMiya, even though it says SlayerSMin, this is in fact SlayerSMiya. And yeah, so that's going to be our 4 players. We have SlayerSMiya, we have SlayerSArthur teamed up against, even though it says Yogo here, I believe he was lending his account to LoveGeek. So we have LoveGeek and Yogo. And now we do see everything already ramping up, as this is a 2v2. Players oftentimes go for those early units first in case that their opponents do decide to go for any kind of big early rushes. And we do actually end up seeing just one gas geyser taking, and we see a bit of chrono boost being saved up, so we could be seeing a 4-gate. Let's go ahead and check on his opponent, or her opponent, and we do actually see another, what looks like it could be another 4-gate, seeing that chrono boost saved up, seeing that that second gas geyser isn't taken, and the cybernetic score timing also pretty similar as well. And in the meanwhile, we look at the 2 Zerg players, as this is a mirror matchup. We actually see that SlayerSMiya not really looking like he wants to go ahead and take that early expansion. But in contrast, we do see actually Yogo going for that expansion over at his natural expansion, and we're going to have to wait and see if this is going to come back to haunt him, as he will have additional larvae if he can wait long enough for this expansion to finish and basically survive any kind of early pressure that we see SlayerSMiya kind of gearing up to do a little bit of, as we do actually see the Baneling Nest coming out for SlayerSMiya, and of course, do we see a 4-gate? Can we have a 4-gate? A 4-gateway should be going down relatively soon now, as that money is building up. It's going to be very soon. There we see 2 gateways. Can we have a 3rd gateway? 4 gateways. Folks, this is going to be a huge pressure build out of Team Slayers. And in the meanwhile, let's go ahead and take a look at what these 2 players are doing. We do see 4 gateways coming out of LoveGeek. And out of Yogo, we do see a Baneling Nest as well, but with this natural expansion also taking, he's going to be a little bit behind in minerals, but hold that thought. We do see a little bit of pressure going on over here. The Zealot trying to get the retreat off, but it looks like that Stalker is definitely going to be able to pick it off. There it is, and there it goes. Now we do see this one little, oh, actually this probe trying to plant down a couple of proxy pylons. Looks like Slayer's giving a little bit away of the fact that they want to put on this aggression. I would expect to see these 2 pylons canceled in just a second, as those Zerglings are going to pick away at those pylons incessantly. And, oh my god, actually not getting to cancel down either of those pylons. That could be a huge mistake, as they're definitely going to get killed off by these Zerglings. But in the meanwhile, we do see a couple of Banelings moving in from SlayerSMiya, and a couple of Banelings moving in from, oh my god, a great hit from Yogo, getting so many of SlayerSMiya's Banelings actually with his own Banelings, and now we see the Zerglings are a bit on the retreat. There's only 1 Baneling left for Yogo though, and he needs to save that Baneling to hit a lot of those Zerglings, as there is just so many Zerglings out from SlayerSMiya. And we do see Arthur moving in with a couple of those Stalkers. They're going to be able to do a little bit of chip damage on those Zerglings, and they're going to be very, very important to try and pick off that Baneling. You might actually get the Baneling there, and no, the Baneling actually does end up getting away, but they could always turn around, because we've got a couple of great snipe off of getting those Banelings. And now we see a couple of those Banelings from SlayerSMiya getting wasted on that one Zealot, so a great soak up of damage for Team France. Now we do see they have kind of stayed off that aggression for a little bit, but now we do see the Zerglings getting a kind of okay surround on those Stalkers. I don't think they're going to be able to actually do that much damage. And no, they don't actually even break down past the shields So wow, some not so great decision making from Yogo. But we're gonna have to wait and see. The Zerglings are coming in, and now we do see quite a few Banelings, 3 Banelings already out, so it's gonna have a very difficult time trying to pick off those Banelings with just those Stalkers. But we do see the target fires going down. Now there's an additional Zerglings running into the main of Yogo, and they're gonna be able to do some good damage. But the Zerglings are being able to do a good job cleaning up those Stalkers. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the mineral line. It looks like, oh my god, so many of these drones have been killed. Wow, it's been so bad for Yogo. He's going to be in a terrible economic position now, and with that natural expansion, he will be able to try and reproduce drones if he can somehow stave off some of this aggression, but I'm not sure it's going to matter, as look at this, he is down to just 7 drones, and, sorry, yeah, 7 drones, and they are so low on health, and in the meanwhile, we do see, just look at the worker count, 15 drones, 7 drones, and of course, even SlayerSArthur leading in that probe count by 5. So definitely going to be in Team Slayer's favor. We're going to have to see what France can do to bring this game back into their favor. And we do see picking out some good picking out some of those overloads, always good, and we do see a little bit of counter aggression, just kind of trying to poke around. Hey, if you have speedlings that are basically just as fast as your opponent's speedlings, as long as you don't run them into these banelings, you're going to be in a good position. But let's go ahead and take a look, see if SlayerSMiya is going to be transitioning now. It looks like there is that natural expansion going down. Now, with this game kind of cooling off just a little bit, there's still constant aggression going on. Oh my god, actually, we do see a nice little flanking position getting set up around here from Team Slayers, and now we do see a couple of LoveGeeks Stalkers getting some good pickoffs on some of those Zealots in the Protoss army of his opponent, but we do see a big run-in from Yogo. He might be able to do some great economic damage, but that was a great warp-in of Zealots trying to stave off some of that aggression. Now we do see the big force field down on the ramp, stopping any of LoveGeek's Protoss units from coming in. Now we do see some really nice Baneling hits coming out from SlayerSMiya and being able to pick off most of those Stalkers. Now we do see still though that LoveGeek is being able to do a lot of damage to SlayerSMiya's expansion. Now he has to be very careful. Oh man, SlayerSMiya is going to have to cancel that expansion, but not at the cost of all of these Stalkers are basically going to end up dying unless these additional reinforcing Stalkers can do a lot of damage. So it looks like, wow, that's actually exactly what LoveGeek ended up needing to be able to clean up the rest of his opponent's or her opponent's army. As we do see now, SlayerSArthur losing most of his units, and even though he will be able to reinforce over here, I'm not sure it's going to be enough, as we do see additional reinforcements coming out of Yogo, and we do see actually an additional little battle over here completely separate from everything else. Just these 2 queens picking up that overlord because they feel like that's the most important thing to do with their time right now. But we do see still the building up of the units coming out of Team France. It's just they're starting to get a critical mass, and if they start to get that big critical mass, it looks like, wow, Slayer's team, or this Team Slayers cannot handle the critical mass that they realize Team France is building up, and they are forced to GG. Wow, so that was a pretty interesting game, really back and forth, and it looks like a one base conquers all. I mean, yes, there is this one expansion out here from Yogo, but still hardly mining. So one base conquers all in 2v2. So that's going to be it for game number 1, and again, this is a best of 5, so please go ahead and click the annotations, jump to game number 2. But thank you so much for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe if you have any feedback. 2v2s are a little bit hectic, so I definitely appreciate feedback on 2v2s, but oh my god, yeah, we actually end up seeing quite a few of those workers end up dying. But anyways, that's going to be it, that's all. And I'll see you guys in game number 2. 1-0 lead for France.